to the Moreno Valley College President's Hour, heard on Spotify, iHeartRadio, and iTunes, and seen on YouTube. This is Riverside Community College District Public Affairs Officer Leslie Vargas, and I welcome you to sit back and enjoy engaging conversations with students, colleagues, and community leaders, all hosted by MVC President Dr. Rudy Besikof.
I think since we're talking about money and finances and things, what better guest to welcome to our program is our director, Juan Ponce.
Most of our students qualify for the fee waiver, which helps pay for the cost of the tuition for all the units that they're taking. But a good portion of our students also qualify for grant aid, which is money that goes directly in their pockets that they can use for anything that's educational related, whether it be paying, their rent, their mortgage, food.
Can you tell us about the interest rate and the repayment schedule for a grant?
So none. There is none.
Zero.
Right. 0 and 0.
You like that, Leslie?
Yeah.
That's pretty good. So,
0 and 0.
all right. So, someone's listening. They want to visit the financial aid office. Where is it and what are the hours?
So we are actually located in the Welcome Center, which is the beautiful brand new building in the front of the college. With the mountain lions, correct. Right there next to the little water show that's happening. But we are located in the Welcome Center. Our hours are Mondays, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m., Tuesdays and Wednesdays, 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. Thursdays, we're there from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m., and then Fridays, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m.
That early and late part of the day, I think, is great because it supports folks that are working, going to work, getting out of work. At least there's kind of that little window.
And for students, or parents, or anybody in the community that needs help with financial aid that can't come into the campus, we do also offer virtual assistance Monday through Thursday from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Is an appointment needed?
No.
For virtual?
No.
Okay.
So walk in and virtual.
Correct.
Doesn't get much more convenient
Right?
than that.
Yeah.
All right, so now I want to do a little myth busting today.
Okay.
And I want to hit the button and go to the Wayback Machine to 1986 at the University of Colorado.
Where you went?
Where I went to school. And talking to my friends about financial aid and hearing this sentence so many times, I won't get it, so I'm not going to apply. Could you tell us why that might be a myth?
Because, so when you apply for financial aid, whether it be through the FAFSA, which is for students who are U.S. citizens or permanent residents.
Sorry, what's the FAFSA?
The free application for federal student aid.
Oh, so it's the actual application itself.
Itself. Correct.
FAFSA. Okay,
Correct.
Go ahead, sir.
So when you're applying for that application, or if you're one of our DREAM students who apply for the California DREAM Act application.
Okay. Who can apply for that?
For the DREAM Act application, it will be students who are not U.S. citizens or permanent residents, but they've at least completed, 3 years of high school here in California.
No, and that's important because we certainly want to welcome
Correct.
the whole community. Yeah.
So we offer, one application for each set of our students that we have here on campus. And, applying for those applications helps students, whether it be getting the California College Promise Grant, which is the fee waiver that we use to waive all your tuition fees, or some students, because everything's based off income, right? If some students might qualify for the Pell Grant, which is the free money that students get to use to help pay for their expenses while they're attending school. There's also the Cal Grant, which is a state grant that's given. So it is very important for all students to apply for the application, whether you believe or not that you are going to qualify for it, because just because you might not qualify for the grant aid, which is the money that goes in your pocket, you might still qualify for the fee waiver. So at least you're saving money with your tuition.
So essentially the FAFSA becomes your membership.
Correct.
So.
And there are many times when we get, let's say the state has excess money in there, like during the COVID times when they were giving out COVID relief funds for students. We used students who applied for the application to find the ones that we were going to disperse to.
No, and what I loved, Leslie, was during that time when those disbursements went out, those additional disbursements, I was getting emails, am I allowed to cash this check? Wow, is this real? And it was amazing. So,
yeah, no, it's
I miss those dates.
highly encouraged for students to apply.
okay, so let's see if we could go after another myth. FAFSA, it must be at least 2 inches thick, full of papers, and just must be a terribly complicated form to fill out.
Honestly, they actually changed the application last year where it's a lot easier now. Back in my time when I went to college, it was a paper application.
Okay.
So you did have to fill it out by hand. But now everything's, online. You can do it from your phone. You don't even need a computer anymore. Right? You can do it on your phone.
Stories about a possible blood sample for
Yeah. No, it was,
right?
you needed to print out the application, fill it out by hand, you mail it in and wait for the mail to get it, and then they process it. But now If a student fills out their FAFSA today, it'll be in our system within 2 days.
Do they need their parents to fill out anything?
So there are some students that need their parent information. So when you're applying for financial aid, you're going to get a series of dependency questions that you answer. And basically the questions that the students, how they answer the question will determine if a student requires parent information or not.
Okay.
Big segue here.
You're right. And I know lots of families who worry that they make just a little too much money to qualify for a certain aid, but not enough, right, to pay for college or maybe pay for it comfortably. So what options or resources are available maybe to a family that might be in that situation?
So it's always great to submit the FAFSA. One thing that it's good to know is when you're submitting the FAFSA, the way it's done is we're going off of 2 years prior tax information. So the current FAFSA that we're working on now for this school year is the 2025-26 application, which goes off of the 2023 tax information. So it could be that your parents maybe did make an income where you're not qualifying for grant aid, but something might have happened, income changed, loss of a job, or somebody now is staying home and they're going to school, so there's only one parent working. We can always reevaluate the income using current tax information, which would be the 2024 taxes, and do a reevaluation on the FAFSA to see if we use current information as opposed to 2 years ago, does that make a difference for the student? And maybe now they'll qualify for it.
And it doesn't hurt.
It doesn't hurt.
It doesn't hurt
Correct.
the credit.
It doesn't hurt anything.
Okay.
Oh, well, we're busting a bunch of.
Yeah.
And another myth is, nowadays there's a lot of scams out there. The application is called the free application for federal student aid. So no one should ever charge you to fill out the application.
No application fee.
Nope. And then if you come to our office, we offer workshops where we assist students for the application, and we can help you at the counter if need be. But yeah, the application is free. No one should ever charge you for it.
How does work study work?
So work study goes through our student employment program. So there's 2 different types of student employees here on campus. We have the students that qualify for federal work study, which is for those students who applied through the FAFSA. They have the need and they can use federal funding to pay for, their wages. And then we have students who are through department funded wages. But essentially what that is it's student working positions here on campus that different departments, whether it be counseling, tutoring, at the Welcome Center and financial aid and outreach, we're always looking to hire students as student ambassadors to help us promote services on the campus level. And essentially it's a student worker here on campus that we work with your student schedule. So we understand mainly school is first and your hours revolve around your class schedule.
Leslie, when we had our Super Saturday registration event this past week, at the kiosk, a number of those student employees were welcoming future students, and to have them kind of make that first impression, there were a number of times just kind of shuttling people in and out. I could see that those individuals went a long way in making our campus feel welcoming and kind of even showing that sense of empathy, quite frankly. I think it was something good.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, no, and they're actually, a lot of the information that's given out to students is word of mouth. So they themselves talk to each other and, did you know I did my financial aid and I was able to get this? And then, the rumor spreads. And so
the work study student, they might get awarded, let's say $1,000, $2,000 on their financial aid. They don't just get that money. They got to find a job to receive
Correct.
that portion of their aid.
But the college helps with placement.
Correct.
In your work study. Okay.
And, the student employment office is right next to the financial aid office in the Welcome Center.
So I heard puts them on a career path early.
Correct.
Like it?
Correct.
So who would be the best person to contact in the student employment office?
So student employment would be Michaela Murphy.
Okay.
She's our student employment coordinator.
Okay.
So she's the one that handles all of our application process and getting them essentially onboarded into the college.
Excellent. Wow.
Yeah.
So we were talking about this earlier, fast and furious, kind of the pace down there and everything. But what you've been sharing is that this is an opportunity where you could work in an area where you're helping students get aid. What would be some advice if somebody's kicking the tires on something like that?
My advice would be 1, always fill out your application, and 2, always ask questions.
Right.
Because the common misconception is always, well, in high school they helped me do the application. Now I'm here in school, I didn't receive anything, so I'm assuming I don't qualify. When the case may be that they do qualify. It's just that when they applied to the college, they didn't add their social in the system. So there's no way for the FAFSA to link to their account. So we're not able to communicate with them that they are eligible. Or it could be that maybe they missed an email and we're just asking them to submit additional documentation, right? So they're not getting aid because they just need a little bit more information to submit. So the common misconception, what I would advise is if you fill out your application and you're not getting anything, ask. Always come to our office and ask, because we'll be able to tell you if you're not eligible because you're not eligible, or you're not eligible because you're missing some documentation that we might need just to complete your file.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what if you actually want to work in a financial aid office? What advice would you give? What would it to kind of get qualified to do something like that?
Yeah. So working in financial aid is one of those niche employment opportunities, only because there's no real degree you can take that'll get you there. Me, myself, I was a student worker in the financial aid office. That's how I got introduced in the area. And then, you know, when I was looking for jobs, I saw a job in financial aid. I applied, and look at here. Now I'm here, right? My advice would be, if this is a field that you're interested in, would be going through the student worker program, because we do hire student workers in our area as well, and going that route. Because a lot of what we do is mainly knowing policies.
Okay.
Right?
So
Research.
so to kind of prepare yourself to be able to read policies and do those things, what might be a good college class to take to kind of get yourself ready to go?
I would say anything like in the business management field, maybe accounting, only because, you know, we do deal with a lot of figures and numbers and balancing, reconciling. So anything business management or accounting would be a good step.
Oh,